Let's face it, guys, if it wasn't for money, you would not be working your job right now. Seriously. If you had the option, you'd be doing 1,000,001 other things, or at least you wouldn't be working your job 48 out of 52 weeks a year and having to ask for permission to take time off to spend with your family, right? Instead, you'd be doing things that you love, right? You'd be spending more time traveling, spending more time with your family, giving back to your community, adding to society in some way, shape or form. You'd be doing 101 other things that you'd rather be doing than working 5 days a week, 48 weeks of the year. So why then do you not have a plan in place that will enable you to retire as soon as possible to be able to do all of these things before you're nearly dead? I'm deadly serious. Think about what you would do with your time if money was no object and you could do whatever you wanted. Take it from someone who literally helps people retire early as a job. If you don't do this, if you don't figure out a plan to be able to retire early, to be able to escape your 9 to 5, or at least to be able to put yourself in a position where you have the option to work less or not at all at some point in time, which is absolutely possible for anyone watching this who has an income. If you don't do that, you will be working until you are 70 plus, if you make it that far, to enjoy maybe 10 years of retirement, because life expectancy is 80 before you die, or before you get put into a home, because 3/4 of people in old people's homes are aged 80 to 90. So you really need to consider, if you don't have a plan, why don't you have a plan? Because I hate to break it to you, but the longer you leave this, not only does it get more logistically more complicated and difficult the longer you wait, because your life will steadily get more complicated as you progress through it. It also becomes a hell of a lot more expensive the longer you leave it as well, because you have more compounding to catch up with. The longer you don't have an optimized investment plan and strategy, the longer it is going to take for you to be able to achieve your goals, because the more compounding you are going to miss out on, the more compounding your money is going to miss out on. So time really is ticking with this stuff. Now I know this because I've worked with people from the age of 22 to 56, and the people who start the process in their 20s, as you can probably guess, are being able to set themselves up to retire a hell of a lot earlier than the people who start this process in their 50s. Now it's never too late, but it absolutely helps to be early. So for example, people in my academy are on average set to retire 18 years early, right? Now that average for people aged 25 to 35 is actually 22 years early. The people aged 40 to 55 is 5 years. So that's the power of starting this process early. If you'd like a step-by-step plan and roadmap for you to be able to escape your 9 to 5 as soon as possible so you can do what you want to do with your life, then just DM me the word in and let's get to work. Like the worst case scenario here is that I put you in a position to build a 6 to 7 figure portfolio over the next few decades that helps you retire years earlier than you otherwise would have. So you've really got nothing to lose.